This is a strange belief, but I believe when you're born with a predisposition to look at the world either conservatively or liberally. And then your life experiences will probably reinforce that worldview. So I've always looked at the world in more liberal worldview. And my parents would always look at it conservative worldview. We never really had any conflicts when I was growing up over that. But my worldview was always trying to find ground zero for whatever it was. So whatever the issue was, I always wanted, how did this all start? If you're conservative, sometimes you just don't go to the ground zero. You just go with whatever you're feeling or whatever the opinion is.
Yeah. Well, unless you get to the point where you have to go to ground zero.
Yes.
So one part of my story is one of the reasons why we moved from Nashville to Kansas City. This is going to sound odd because I grew up in Kansas City, but in Nashville we were actually hit by that tornado that went through in March 3rd, 2020, and it was a direct hit, and it destroyed everything.
Oh, wow.
And luckily we weren't hurt by it, but in that moment after something like that, see, I think before going up to that point, I always, like you said, I didn't really look for ground zero. I was more conservative. Everything just kind of made sense, and it was in this little box. And then after something like that, you start to really wonder about so many more things and wonder if your position on certain things really mattered, and if everything really fit in that small little box that you had, if that was, really how life worked. And I feel like sometimes when you hit that traumatic moment of losing everything or almost losing your life, I was at the point where I was on top of my 8-year-old daughter and I could feel the tornado sucking me out, and I was kind of ready to just let go and just, that was kind of going to be the end of it. And then it stopped and it was all done and I was okay. And, you kind of go from something like that and you're thinking, all right, I'm getting my life back together, but also my whole belief system is shattered now. And where do I go? And when I went to people who thought a certain way and said, well, God sent this tornado to your family for this specific reason, I'm like, I don't know if that's true, So it's just those kinds of things I think can get us to the point. So I don't believe I was born to think liberally or to think in a certain direction. I think, or maybe I was born to a certain extent, and then when the rubber hit the road or something happened in my life, like you said, like life experience will change the way that you think.